Hey y'all, I am April Kamaya, and you have reached my review for Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 3, which is called Tables Are Turned. So let's get into it. So they start off by everyone's heading inside for a brunch to further get to know each other. So they start off, everyone's kind of meeting each other, greeting each other, hi, having small talk, and Tommy comes in and tells them that there will be two ladies going home today because, of course, the previous episode, two men went home, so he has to even it out. So two women will be going home this episode, and he also throws a curveball by the end of the brunch that one lady will be going home. So they quickly start getting to know each other after he says that. And we get a scene with Troy and I forgot her name, but she's dark skinned with the curly hair. And they were sitting down having a conversation. And pretty much Troy was saying how he's really feeling her. You know, he likes her. And you can already see that the other lady kind of looks uncomfortable, or I don't know if it is, I think it was she's not believing what he's saying, and that's what it was coming off. So that was the kind of vibe she was getting. But she was, or Troy was saying that she's his number one, and she was kind of questioning it, saying, he's telling me I'm his number one, but I'm sure he has a whole bunch of number ones. And they actually do a reel, kind of a highlight reel of basically how she feels about Troy kind of not being a ladies' man, but pretty much telling the ladies exactly the same thing. Like, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 people. He was literally saying the same thing to each lady. You're my number one. I've been looking, at you from the beginning, just nonsense. So it was a little, he kind of came off as trying to be kind of slick or kind of trying to, if the women have to decide who's going home, you're going to have Troy in your mind maybe as, oh, he's nice to me. He's saying I'm his number one. So to me, he seems a little strategic in his moves. So I really don't like Troy, but we're going to keep an eye on him. And he's kind of creepy because I don't like men who kind of says the game says their game to like every single woman. Like you don't individualize it. You don't have any creativity. You just gonna say the same thing to everybody. Like I don't know. I don't really like him. But anyway, we get another scene with Chris and Amber. Basically, Chris is talking about the Naya situation from last season and how that all went. And basically, he's pretty much reiterating. I guess his view is he doesn't want to have control. I guess he feels like if he pays for most of everything, he doesn't want the other person to feel like he's in control. You get what I mean? Like, he's responsible for most of the bills, so I guess in his head, he's going to be responsible for everything, and maybe, I guess, feel like the girl might feel obligated to act a certain way. Like, I'm not really sure what his position is. All he has to say is, I really don't believe in a man paying for everything, Like he said in the previous season, half and half. Like, both people pay. Like, that's how he feels, and that's what he should say instead of like kind of going around and making it sound better than what it is. You don't want to pay for everything. You want to split everything down the middle, half and half. Just say that. Just be honest with yourself. Okay, so next we have a scene with Stacy and AJ. And they were, seemed like they were vibing with each other, having, nice small talk. And Ida comes in and kind of disrupts their conversation, and it seems like kind of changed the mood. And Stacy was really like, it seemed like she was really annoyed with Ida coming in because it did seem like they were having a nice conversation, flirty, getting to know each other. And don't you hate that when you like feeling a guy and like someone comes over, even if it's like your friend or just someone coming in at the wrong time, you like, damn, like I was really like feeling this conversation. They just changed everything. So yeah, that's what happened with Ida. she kind of messed up the vibe, but she's cool. She's kind of like quirky, sweet. You know, I like her. I think later on in the scene we see her talking to I forgot she was talking to, and he had mentioned that she was just nervous. And she mentioned that she was just nervous, and I think that's what we've been getting from Ida from since episode 1. I think she is nervous and kind of awkward and don't really know how to play that. So I think that's what we see from her. But she might warm up and open up unless they send her home this episode. Okay, and then we also get a scene with David, and he was talking to Tressa, and with the curly hair fro, and I have her in my head, but I can't think of her name. But she I like her. She's my favorite. I can't remember her name. But anyway, he was with them, and he brought up the conversation about abstinence and how they would feel about that. And basically, they weren't feeling that. They're at a certain age where that is important. And so that's what I got. Like, no, they're not doing no abstinence. But I feel like David wants to be abstinence with the person that he finds before they get married. So that's kind of interesting that he said that. So I'm wondering if that's really what he wants to do. Like, I'm actively abstinent, or was he just bringing up a question? So I'm really wondering, like, are you abstinent, or you was just kind of bringing up the question and kind of see, where it lands. And he also said that Tressa gives him homegirl vibes. So Ida and Tressa, by just a few moments that I just saw, might be on a chopping block. So we'll see. So Tommy comes in and he announces that the men have made a decision. Surprise, surprise, Ida goes home. Actually, not surprised, because she was giving me that type of vibe, and the other man apparently. She was not happy that she left. Actually, when Tommy said her name, I think she was like I saw her face expression, and she was surprised. So when she was outside, everyone hugged her, bye bye. And she's like, oh, it wasn't nice to meet you. I'm going home, or whatever. So, she was like nice, nasty, played it off. But when she was out in the exit, she was pissed that she was going home. And then she said something like, all the talking and all the feeling on my booty, I did, they owe her an explanation, because she's going home. And I was like, so we're on episode 3, and already within probably a couple days, you've had guys rubbing on your booty already? Like, this, they've already went there with you? Like, what are you talking about? You're surprised that you're going home? Girl, you easy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you said they were feeling on your booty, so they need to explain why you going home. Multiple people, not one person. You said multiple was feeling on your booty. You nasty. Like, what? Ugh. I don't even have nothing to say but girl, because nobody's not going to be feeling on my booty. I don't know them. They a stranger. Like, what? Anyway, you deserve to go home. Okay, so we have a date with AJ and Alexis. And they are making candles, you guys. So, I got to plug my candle company real quick. I actually have a candle company, senseofitall.com. The name of it is Sense of It All, SCENTS of it all.com. You can go to my description box. I have all the information, my Instagram, my Facebook, my website. I actually do make candles. I have tea lights. I just brought a new product. I just made my air sprays that I just added to the line. So you guys go ahead and check that out real quick. But I had to plug that in real quick because I saw they were making candles, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I have a candle company. So I was really happy to see that, because that's what I do besides this and besides my career, I am an entrepreneur and I do make candles and I have a candle website. So again, I have to plug that in this video. Sorry. Okay. Back to the date. So AJ and Alexis are making candles, and this whole scene basically was, they had chemistry, but to me more of like sexual chemistry. Alexis was, to me, coming off way too strong. She was displaying how much she likes him, and she was all these innuendos, sex innuendos that she was saying. This, how long is this gonna take to get hard, and just other stuff. And AJ noticed it, like, this is all you're talking about. And I think that kind of turned him off because, yeah, guys can come off strong and can come off, like they do want that from you, but not in the first meeting. And even if it is done in the first on the first date, it's like, damn, girl, like every like line. Now I don't know if it could be editing, because you know how they do with editing, but like every conversation, like everything she said was like kind of like a sexual innuendo. And to me, it was turning me off because I said this in the last episode that she is coming off too strong. She's saying she liked the teacher, and she really liked the teacher. Now with AJ, she really likes AJ. And it's like, girl, you playing a game too. I see what you doing. She trying to stay on the show. So I see Alexis. Next we have Jason and Kyra. They go out on look like just a regular restaurant. They go out on the outside. They eat outside and have a really nice conversation. A little chemistry. I think I would have to see more dates from them. But they were cool. They talked about more so Jason. That he's an athlete. He used to be on a dive team, so that was kind of surprising for Kyra. Like, oh, a dive team. That's different. Because he's a black guy. We don't really hear black guys on dive teams. And he quickly kind of talked about depression, kind of came up. And Kyra was kind of worried about it because she felt like she's dealt with depression before in her family, and she kind of knows where it can go. So she wanted to know, like, have you taken care of it, or what did you do? And of course, he explained that he has went to counseling or therapy, and it does help because he says they ask the right questions, all the right questions. And again, I do have to plug that I have dealt with depression as well, and have went to seek help by means of therapy, and it does help. It helps. It really does. And I don't have depression anymore, but when I do feel like it might come on and I might be feeling some type of way about it, I have tools now that the therapy has given me to kind of not go back into that rabbit hole depression. So I do want to say, if anybody dealing with depression, I also have high anxiety I deal with, seek help. Go to therapy, talk to somebody, even if it's not a professional. If you can't afford that, talk to a friend, talk to anybody that's willing to listen, because it does help. And so let's see. So then we get a group date, and it's like a paint and sip type of thing. I think they have paint and wine, and it's a group date, and it's Joel, Liz, Troy, Andrea, Amber, Vernisha, and I'm missing another guy. I think I forgot who it was, but basically, they all, had their own little camera time or whatever. Nothing really stood out in the group date. The only thing that really stood out for me was Troy. Like, Troy is being more cringy by the minute. Like, literally, like, I've been looking at Troy. If you see my other reviews, I have peeped Troy. Troy is creepy. Like, Troy is a creepy dude. Like, I mean, what was he doing? He was touching Andrea, doing a little, kiss on kiss on the cheek. And I'm like, what? Like, you don't know? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just have to put myself in the position that these people are in. If I was going on a show, I don't know nobody. I don't know none of these guys. I'm not going to be kissing you and touching you and doing all this stuff off the first date. Like, I don't know you already. Like, this, we're in episode 3. They maybe been there a week. They maybe known each other for like a week. I might give them 2 weeks. But the way Troy was acting, like, what? Like, ew. Like, he was really creeping me out. He really was. And I felt like Andrea felt it, but kind of what we do, kind of deal with it and kind of, like, kind of play it off. But I think she does exactly what all of us do when we're uncomfortable. We kind of go along with it and be nice, like, because if we don't, and or if we're like assertive and go, no, I don't like that, it's taken a different way. The guy's gonna get mad. It could turn into something else. So I think us as women have learned to just deal with it and kind of be nice about, certain things so that we're not in danger. And I feel like that's what Andrea was doing. But from that whole group date, ill, Troy, you're nasty, ill. So we get another group date scene with more people, and I'm just going to read off the names first of who's in the group. So we have Chris, Diedrich, Alexis, Kyra, AJ, Stacy, Tressa, and Jason, all going to a group date, and it's cooking classes. So we get, several conversations going on. Of course, again, I don't remember who. I think it was AJ with the beard, the long beard. AJ mentioned that Alexis was coming on too strong again because Alexis was with someone else. And again, she's giving off the sexual innuendos again. And girl, come on. Like, you are looking desperate. Like, literally, you're in a confessional every time talking about another dude. Like, I don't understand what's going on with Alexis. Like, she's doing like way too much, and she don't even need to. Like, the men like her. The men are already saying she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. So you can get men on that. You don't even need to do too much of anything. So you coming on and doing it's too much. Like, it's too much. And if it's too much for me, I'm telling you, it's too much for the men. And you see, AJ keeps saying it, and I know that these shows are edited, so I know that you're probably even talking about it even more. You're probably saying a lot more stuff that we're not even seeing. It's too much. Next episode, if she keep talking like this, she gonna have to go. She gonna have to go because it's getting on my nerves. So we have this scene with Diedrich, not scene, but Diedrich and Tressa are talking, and I guess the more that Diedrich was talking to Tressa, kind of made him kind of go, I might want to try, talking to her. Maybe she is someone I might be interested in, because I think they flash back to a scene prior, and Tressa said they had a good conversation, but I think they kind of left it as, we're just going to be friends, which is totally fine. But I think in this instance, I think they were talking about cooking, and I think Tressa came over and gave him some food, and it was good. And I just think the vibe, that's what he was saying, the vibe. He was just saying how good her vibe was, how great her personality is, and that he would like to go on a date, with Tressa, I think at like a spice store or something like that. And I think that took Tressa back, like, really? Like, you want to go on a date with me? So she's surprised, but she's like, maybe it's changing, I don't know. Because I think even for her, to me, she doesn't give off home girl vibes, but to me, she doesn't give off girlfriend vibes either. Like, to me, she seems like she's just content just being chill and single. You know what I'm saying? So I think Tressa needs to, kind of, I don't know, because, she's cool. I like Tressa, like, from the very beginning. But, we'll see. We'll see. So Diedrich is eyeing Tressa. Chris and Stacy are, of course, cooking and blah blah blah, and Stacy not interested. Stacy's did her little scene with Chris, and Diedrich, saw that he was alone. I'm gonna go over here with Diedrich. So that was no chemistry there. They give a toast to love, and we'll see what happens. So the men finally are meeting with Tommy to discuss the ladies. Side note, Jason says that he had to move, outside the show, and he, talked to Joel, and Joel helped him move. And then all of a sudden, Joel started crying. And then people started saying, because I wrote down what people were saying in the background. They were saying, gotta give where credit is due. I respect that. And then someone says, oh, thank you, thank you for saying that. And I was just confused as to why, first of all, you brought up you were moving, and that Joel came over to help you move. And then that makes Joel cry because I guess that was some bonding between you guys. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think they just placed that in there to show, like they did, like, towards the end of that, like, oh, black men need to come together and show support. And I'm like, what? Like, that didn't even fit with the show. This is Ready to Love. We talking about Ready to Love. What does that got to do with the show? So I thought that was, like, placed so badly, and someone told Jason to bring that up, like bring up that you were helped by Joel. And then all the guys was like, yeah, he's a good man, yeah, like almost like something happened to show that he wasn't a good person, or and then this scene came, and this is the response from it, like, yeah, he's not a bad guy. Like it just like didn't make sense to me. But anyway, so they move on with the likes of the women, and who each man like. So Diedrich says that Tressa actually moved up to his top 4 because she was in the bottom in the very beginning. So I said that earlier, that Diedrich is starting to feel Tressa. So I like that. I like Tressa. AJ says he likes what's her name? Oh gosh, I forgot her name. Oh my God, the one with the curly hair, Amber. No, not Amber. Oh my God, you guys, I forgot her name. But anyway, she said she was a fire starter and aggressive. The one that I don't like, the one that's like telling all the guys that she likes them. Her. Jason likes Kyra. Kyra's in her top. Troy likes Andrea and Amber. Tommy, on another side note, talks to Troy about him kissing everybody, and he can't be going around kissing everybody and touching everybody. Like I said before, like, creepy old guy. Like, ugh, that's so disgusting. And I think Tommy peeped that. Probably the producers was like, you need to let him know, stop touching these women, stop kissing them, because we might have a problem later on with this Me Too movement. Hello? Like, what are you, come on now. So they nipped that in the bud. Stop kissing on the women. Knock it off. So that's what that was. That was them trying to dead that, or you about to get off the show, because none of them women like that. So knock it off. Okay, now the men talk about who they dislike. So David, AJ, Troy all said they, not that they don't dislike Tressa, but there's no romance. They don't see any romance. So she's in her bottom. Diedrich, the ones that are in the bottom for him is Chrysanthemum and Kyra. And he said, they not feeling me, so I'm not feeling them. We good. I mean, that's a line I would say. It's plain, it's simple. You straight to the point, and no beef between us. You not feeling me, I'm not feeling you. We good. Like, it's not that big deal. Like, that's me to a T. So I was with Diedrich with that. Like, that is me for real. No hard feelings. Trust me. Jason says Andre doesn't fit his personality, so he's not sure about that. Chris doesn't really gel with Andrea Stacy. Joel says Andrea is not in his top, but she's sweet though. So basically, now we get to the bottom two of in the episode. The bottom two is Tressa and Andrea. And so basically, David tells Andrea she didn't put herself out there enough, which, sorry, y'all, I had some noise in the background, so I had to stop the video. Okay, so basically, yes, I was leaving off where David talks to Andrea about her not putting herself out there, which she admits that she could have been more assertive towards the guys, which I think she was more like me, reserved, and don't really necessarily put yourself out there that fast, because again, like I said, I don't even think they've been there a week. So you just meet these guys, and it takes time for me to warm up to you. So it is what it is. So I completely felt Andrea in that regard, Let's see, Deidre talks to Tressa, tells her that most of the guys had her in the bottom. Of course, she acts shocked, or says, oh, wow. But I don't think she's shocked. I think she's experienced this all through her life, and hence why she's on the show. So I don't think she shouldn't be surprised. But ultimately, they sent home Andrea, which I was so happy. I was like, yes, because I wanted Tressa to stay, because I really want to see Tressa and Diedrich have their date, and I want to see where that goes. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, I still want them to kind of give Tressa a chance. I feel like the men kind of always go for what's pretty, for the moment, and just to keep them around. And the girl with the curly hair, I cannot think of her name. I don't like her. She needs to go, but they keeping her around. So keep Tressa around. Tressa is a cool, dope-ass person, and she will be good to some man out there. So, just let that rock out. Just give her a chance. Damn, But anyway, that was my review, you guys, for Ready to Love, Season 4, Episode 3. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will be here next week for the next episode. I feel like it is warming up a little bit more. In the beginning, I really wasn't sure, because I liked the last season. This season, it's okay, but I think it's warming up. So we'll see. So you guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next episode. All right, bye.